Yes, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? And what's up, everybody at womanifesting.com? I'm Abiola Abrams, founder of the website womanifesting.com and founder of the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy. And this is Goddess Temple Sunday, your 20-minute blast of inspiration, motivation, and transformation to set your week off right. So if you are watching this on the replay, here's what I want you to do. Pun the replay, like Rihanna says. If you're watching this, pun the replay. Come hang with us Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook and Instagram at Abiola TV, where the TV stands for transformation and victory. So the goddesses are gathering. Stacey Simone is in the house. Stacey Simone, you were the first goddess I saw over here on Instagram. Hugh Matters, Sis LLC, Sissin LLC, what's up? So Stacey Simone, I'm going to ask you in a little bit to pull a number between 1 and 11. So go ahead and pull that number now. Let me say what's up to my Facebook fam. Greetings, Coach Roz is in the house, which this week we decided that Coach Roz, Diana Ross, she said she wanted to feel like Diana Ross. She's coming out of her skin with her starting over practice. So we decided Roz, it's not that far a jump, right? So Coach Roz, with all her Diana Ross channeling energy, is in the house. Goddess Nate is in the house. Goddess Shanita is here. Happy Sunday, beautiful. Goddess Norma is here. Hello, Goddess Norma. Goddess Dawn is here. Good morning, beautiful woman. I'm just going to call her Councilwoman. Goddess Diana is here. Love from London, UK. She says, love to you, my sister. Goddess Melissa Jackson is here. Goddess Kim Renee is in the house. Sheena. And for all the people who watch on replay who say, oh my God, why do you have to do all this shout outs? Get to it. I'm not doing shout outs. I'm doing sisterhood. And if you are annoyed by our sisterhood, then you need to just come join the circle so that we could be in union with you too. All right. Good morning, Goddess Keith too is here, and Goddess Sheena. Yes, and Goddess Diana, I think I said, yes, that's right. You're in the UK. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so let's get it started. Magdalene Muse is in the house. Ooh, what a powerful name. We feel that vibrating. Magdalene Muse. Whoa, yes, 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 yes. Goddess Robin is in the house. Yes. Beautiful. And Goddess Lotus. Yes. Oh my goodness. So let's start with a little bit of gratitude. Today we are going to be talking about sadness and depression. I felt so sad this week, and I want to just share that with you and share what I did, what I do when I'm feeling sad to help me to be able to move through it. I think that it's really, really important that we have these conversations. And I know I promised you that at least once a month, we're going to be talking about mental health, having mental health discussions, because mental health is part of our overall health and well-being. It's not something that is separate. We are holistic beings, spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. And so our mental health and well-being, yes, good morning, Half Moon Eyes, is a part of our full well-being. All right, so let's get started. So, of course, we begin with gratitude. So right now, I want you to just tune into this circle of sisterhood. We are a global sisterhood stretching across at least 5 continents that I know of. Maybe we can get the other 2 popping. Antarctica, where you at? Hit the share button. Maybe we'll hit somebody in Antarctica and we can get 7 continents popping. And just here we are. We are in sisterhood around the globe, stretching this beautiful circle of healing, positive, inspiring, transformational energy across the globe. How wondrous it is, how exciting that we were born at this point in time. At no other point in time could we have had this incredible sister circle, this sisterhood in this way. And so we start off with gratitude, and we say to our Creator, to the Most High, to the God of your understanding, Mother, Father, God, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing us together here on this beautiful Sunday morning in sisterhood, in sistership, in union. Help us to remain connected to the source, to you, the source of all that is. Help us to know that everything else is an illusion, and all that is real is that which cannot be changed. Human nature can shift and can be changing, but all that is real is our connection to source, to the grand umbilical cord. And for this, we say thank you. We say thank you. We say thank you. And we feel the gratitude. We feel what it feels like to have breath, to wake up and be breathing this morning, when so many people, no matter what, would have paid for another breath, but they were not able to do so. And the fact that we are still here, the fact that you opened your eyes this morning, the fact that you have the wealth and abundance to be able to watch on some device, to join this screen, on some screen to join this conversation, means that our work is undone. Our work is still present. And so there are things that we need to do. And so we tune in and we say, thank you so much. Guide my words, guide my actions. As always, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? Amen, Ashe, and so it is. All right. Yes, goddesses. Let's begin. Goddess Stacy Simone, did you pull your number? I don't think so. Or maybe you did and I just didn't see it. Maybe got pushed up in the comments on Instagram. If so, pull another number and let's get started. Goddess Michelle is in the house. Hello, Goddess Michelle. Yes. All right. So today we're talking about sadness and mental health and the things that help us to be able to move through that energy. Thank you so much for the hearts, my loves. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Goddess Robin is here, and Rhonda over on Instagram, and Goddess Linda is here. All right. So I was so sad this week. I always get sad whenever 9/11 comes up, because it brings up so much stuff for me. I'm a New Yorker, and it just brings up like a lot of stuff, because the 14th of September is also the birthday of my Aunt Sylvie, who she passed away like over 10 years ago now. And still on her birthday, I feel such like just loss and sadness and miss her so very much. And so this year was compounded because it was 9/11 and it was her birthday, which is also the birthday of my cousin, her son, who was killed, I think it's like 4 years now, maybe 4 years or 5 years, maybe 4 years ago now, by a drunk driver. And so in addition to that, then when Botham John, the young black man who was in his apartment, minding his own business, probably eating Cheerios and watching Netflix, the cop rang his doorbell and killed him in cold blood. That on top of blogger Criseda Rodriguez. I just want to just shout out to her. We have another angel, lost her bout with cancer, which is the same cancer that my Aunt Sylvie died of. And we in my family believe that my aunt, that her cancer that she got was a result of 9/11, because she worked down there and she walked over that day, like so many other New Yorkers. When the subway stopped running, she had to walk through all of that stuff in order to get home and walk over the Brooklyn Bridge through all of that. And people who are New Yorkers remember that for so long that the city just smelled like buildings crushed and burned and dying and people dying. And so it was just so much. Goddess Stacy Simone says 9/11 is her birthday and she's a New Yorker. So yeah, yes, it is a lot. It is a lot. And it is also my Aunt Daphne's birthday on 9/11. And so it was just like a really, really, oh, and the other thing was that it was like, it got really like, the weather was, I get seasonal affective disorder, which usually is only January and February, but the weather was really just dark and dismal. And it was just a lot. It was just a lot. And so I want to urge you and I want to encourage you, when you're dealing with situational sadness, which is different than clinical depression, when you're dealing with situational sadness, to allow yourself to feel what you are feeling. That so often we feel like, you know, when we are in personal development, right, or positive inspirational growth, what we're doing here, empowerment, we think that that means, erroneously, people teach that, okay, well, you've got to do positive thinking and stay away from the negative. But you feeling sad because you are feeling sad things is not negative. It is a part of life. It is a part of who you are. And you have to allow yourself, we have to allow ourselves to have access to all of our feelings. You have a right to have access to all of your feelings, to everything that you have in your bag of emotional tricks, right? And so that's why I say, I don't, you know, like sometimes, like I've seen people describe me when I've gone to speak places, they're like, you know, she's all about positive thinking. I'm like, no, I'm about positive living, which is something very different. Because when I think of positive thinking, I think of people who are wanting you to put a smiley face on the dashboard if your car is out of gas. That's not going to cut it, right? Or the New York version of that, if your Metro card is down, you know, putting a smiley face on it and trying to swipe on through. That's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it. When your car is empty, you have to refuel it. When your Metro card is empty, you have to refuel it. And so the reason why I'm making the distinction between situational sadness and clinical depression is that I think that, you know, people mush all of these things together. And if you have been sad for 3 months, 6 months, ongoing clinical depression, then you need to go to a physician and get help. Get a referral to a psychiatrist, psychologist, some kind of counseling, whatever it is that you believe in, okay? Go and get help. Get someone to help you to be able to move past that and move to the next place, okay? That is very, very different than situational sadness, which is a part of life, You know, and someone said to me, well, maybe you're just hormonal. Yeah, of course I'm hormonal. We're either premenstrual, postmenstrual, menstrual at the top. Like, when are we? Like, yes, I am hormonal, but that does not dismiss the way that I'm feeling. That does not minimize the way that, you know, if you are feeling sadness, hit the share button, my Facebook peeps, because somebody needs to see this. Hit the share button, right? You being hormonal does not have anything to do with you being sad, because sad things are happening. All right, I want you to be very clear and make that distinction. Again, I want to make the distinction between things that are clinical, right? I'm not talking about PMDD, which is premenstrual disorder, which may require medication. I've had that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being sad because sad things are happening. Goddess Oneness Eternal says, never heard of situational sadness, but I experience it. Yes, yes, let's name it and claim it. Let's name it. And so, because we need to put a name on it, because we, like I said, we lump it all together. And it's important that we have these conversations. As Goddess Kitu said, at some point, you've got to just accept yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so Goddess Criseda Rodriguez, I posted some of her stuff in our Facebook Goddess Circle. If you're not in the Goddess Circle, come join us at imanifestmagic.com. She was this like just ball of light and being, and a fashion blogger, and she changed my life in watching her video. And so this is the last video that she did before she died, so I want to just share this with you because I think that it'll be really transformational for you too. In this last video that she did before she died, and I feel like it's really important to carry on and share her ministry because that's what it was. She shared that she's like, I have a Chanel bag, brand new, that can't do anything for me right now. I have a brand new car, that can't do anything for me right this minute. I have airplane tickets to go anywhere I want to go, that cannot help me at this moment, right? And so what is it that can help us? What is it that can help us? Again, very different situation than situational sadness and situational depression. All right, so I'm gonna break that down. But first I wanna just share something from Aunt Sylvia. I have a lot of her stuff. My sister has a lot of her stuff. My mom has a lot of her stuff. We all have lots of her things. Because my family, we're not minimalists, we're maximalists. We got a lot of stuff. But I want to share this with you, which I don't think anyone in my family knows that I have this besides my cousin Michelle, who gave this to me. My cousin Michelle is my Aunt Sylvie's daughter, who's like a big sister to me. And this was on the top of her casket, and my cousin gave it to me on the day of her funeral. And so I felt like, I think that it's important that we honor our ancestors, we honor the people who came before us, whether they were younger or older than us. Sometimes if you've lost a child, right? They then become your ancestor when they transition. They are there, and you still have access to be able to have a relationship with them. So allowing yourself to have a relationship with people who've transitioned, right? So I lit a candle, had a little happy birthday for her, and in the past when I've been closer physical proximity to my family, then we've, lit candles together. When you have your Thanksgivings and things like that, or whatever it is that you celebrate, leave a little plate of food for your loved ones. You can have a deeper relationship. You can have an ongoing relationship with somebody who has transitioned, whether you knew them or not, because you now have direct access to their energy. And so, I felt her reminding me, when, I was like just going into just feeling sad about like just all of it. And I felt her being like, hello, it's my birthday, dude. Light a candle. Celebrate me. Celebrate my life. Celebrate how I lived. Because she was a very like full of energy person. And so the first thing that I did, one of the things that I did was that I called her daughter, my cousin Michelle, who, if you come to Goddess Pray Love next year, you will probably meet my cousin Michelle, who is a huge personality like her mom was. And I called Michelle and we laughed. And we shared and we talked about her mother, right? And so the first thing that I want you to do, if you're feeling, situational sadness, after you get grounded, after you get clear about your connection, after you get clear about what's real and what's a story in your head, all right? We're going to come back to that. Clear about what is real, what is really happening, and what is a story that you're telling yourself, right? And you're grounded and you're connected to your source. Then connect with other people, because oftentimes what we do is we cave up, right? Especially for us as a tribe of empaths, as a tribe of healers, as a tribe of givers, as I know that each and every one of you are, right? That you feel very, very comfortable when it comes to giving and pouring into others, but I want you to allow yourself to be poured into. Allow yourself to be able to be fed. Reach out to somebody. If you are usually a no person, become a yes person. If you're usually a yes person, become a no person in this instance, for your healing and your well-being. And it was such an incredible healing conversation. Just, we didn't talk about anything other than, just laugh and kiki about my aunt, but that by itself was very healing for that. Another thing that you got to do is move your body, move your cute self, move your body. And so, it was really awesome because last week I started back yoga, and I joined this amazing fitness and wellness group. And so I had my first HIIT, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's HIIT, HIIT fitness class. One of the goddesses in our Facebook goddess group, again, come join us, imanifestmagic.com, recommended HIIT fitness. Or she said she was doing HIIT fitness. And so I went and tried HIIT fitness, 32 minutes that, yes, kicked my behind. And at the end of the 32 minutes, I was not doing anything they were doing, but I was moving. And sometimes that is enough. They're like, okay, let's do this. I'm like, y'all do that. I'm going to do this for now. This is like what I'm going to work with. And I will work my way up to what you are doing. But move your body, turn on your music, move your body. My goddesses in the Spiritpreneur Guru Academy knows that I will prescribe, personal dance parties. Move your body, move your cute self, move your booty. Have a booty movement ministry, right? A booty movement ministry. Yes, I'm gonna kick it off now, but I'm in pajamas with my blanket and in my underwear. But maybe later this week, let's kick it off, a booty movement ministry, right? And if you're a person that journaling is incredibly helpful. You can do traditional journaling where you just write out what is going on in your life, or, how you would like things to be. But what I find most empowering is stream of consciousness, free writing, morning pages, as they're called in the artist way, where you just wake up and the first 20 minutes or 3 pages, whatever comes first, you journal. And there are specific apps for that, for my digital journaling people. I like to write things out longhand. Coach Roz says, my energy has been off this week. Yes, she says, I felt really, really heavy. She said, yesterday, I saw a woman who reminded me of my late grandmother. She smiled at me like my grandma would smile. I know that was her coming to comfort me. It absolutely was. It absolutely was. And, so often there are, like I say all the time, we'll say, I need a sign. And then the sign shows up and we're like, no, I need another sign. I need a sign, right? I need a sign. Just show me what the answer is. Give me a signal that I'm on the right path, right? With blinders on, when signs are showing up to your right and to your left. I want to show y'all, like when I was on my birthday, I went to a concert with my sister and my friend in the park, one of my friends, and I found this pink feather. Facebook is looking purpley, which is fine. On Instagram, you can see that it's pink. But people who know me know that this is just so me. Like, I don't know. I can't even just explain it except to say that pink feather life, or purple, actually, my 2 favorite colors, pink feather life. If I had to describe my lifestyle as a feather, it would be pink feather life. And so it was such a beautiful sign of everything to like just look down randomly where there were no feathers anywhere happening, and see this pink feather. So there are, signs everywhere. We just have to open ourselves to seeing them. And then the other thing that was really, really helpful for me, that is always helpful for me when either I'm in a funk or whatever it is, getting into a place of mindfulness where you are able to be the observer of your thoughts is really, really empowering. Stay with me now. About to break it down. About to break it down for you. So right now, if I say, well, you know, what did you have for breakfast yesterday, right? We have to think back to remember. So the fact that we have to think back to remember, there's a person that's remembering, and then there is the thought, right? So the thought is not you. And usually we think that our thoughts are us. We think that we have to believe and roll with whatever it is that we are thinking, right? This is a much longer lesson. We will get into this deeper at another point in time. Greetings, Goddess Shu. Oceania is in the house, right? But you can be the observer of your thoughts, the thinker of your thoughts, but you don't have to go with every thought that you're thinking, right? So every voice that pops up in your head that says, are you gonna wear that? What is wrong with you? Are you gonna, oh, you're gonna launch that program? Who would listen to you? All of those things, those thoughts are not you. And so mindful observation, right? Going into a meditative state, and it took me a really, really long time to be able to do this, which is the reason why I make guided meditation albums, because meditation in the beginning was really hard for me. As I've shared with y'all, I would sit and be like, kale. I need to buy kale. Yeah, kale. I need to buy more kale. Has it been 5 minutes yet? Like what? Like, my brain would just be wandering, and then I would open my eyes and it was only like 15 seconds. Only 15 seconds had gone by, and I thought out through all kinds of stuff, right? And so what is really, really powerful, yes, and fearlessly foresee, hello, Goddess, says, you're talking to me this morning, yes, is becoming aware of your thoughts, but realizing you don't have to take the crazy train or the fun bus with each of your thoughts. And so allowing your thoughts to flow, you can set a timer on your phone so that you're not waking up, opening your eyes every 3 minutes, asking, okay, are 3 minutes done yet, right? And just become the observer of what you're thinking and realizing that you are separate from those thoughts. You don't have to follow those thoughts, and that our beliefs are just thoughts that we keep on thinking. I'm going to say that again. Our beliefs are just thoughts that we keep on thinking. And this for me was incredibly, incredibly freeing when I was able to move into that space. And then I was able to layer on being able to do mantra meditation and, other kinds of meditation. But the very, very simple way to begin is set a timer for 3 minutes and become the observer of your thoughts, and realizing you don't have to think it, because, don't believe everything you think just because those thoughts are there. Every thought is not healthy for you. Every thought does not want the best for you. For example, for people who are dealing with some kind of addiction, right? And we are, for those of us who are in Western culture, who is not in some way, shape, or form, right? Addiction to alcohol, drugs, food, internet, sex, attention, whatever addiction that you are dealing with, your addictions do not want the best for you, right? Your addictions quite often, depending on what they are, gambling, relationship, codependency, whatever, your addictions quite often want you dead. I'm going to say that again because it was life-changing for me the first time that I heard it. For me, as someone who has dealt with food issues for the majority of my life, your addictions want you dead. So, and I know that may be a little heavy for a Sunday morning, but it is the truth. And so you don't need to go on the ride with your whatever thoughts that you're thinking, right? So that by itself is really, really healing and really transformational. Just breathing, observing your thoughts, taking deep breaths. Like I said, I'm not going to go into it now because we're already way over time. We will do it in as a separate video, you know, as a part of our booty ministry, our booty dancing ministry later this week. Who's in for the booty dancing ministry? Enchantress Shane says, thank you for the heavy truth. I needed it. Good visual. Yes, Enchantress. Yes. You know, all of the ways what we usually do, what we're taught to do in our culture, hit the share button because somebody needs to know this, is usually to distract ourselves from the pain, right? To do some kind of distraction away from our feelings rather than giving ourselves permission to feel what we feel. Giving yourself permission to feel all of your feelings, whether it is your joy, whether it is your anger, whether it is your sadness, whether it is your piss-offity, whatever you are feeling is by itself a healing, and by itself a healing practice. Okay? And so being the observer of your thoughts, getting to know what it is that you are thinking in that moment, rather than hiding from it, rather than trying to distract from it, rather than trying to numb it or avoid it or cover it up with, you know, alcohol, drugs, sex, food, internet, gambling, whatever, you know, whatever it may be, porn, whatever is your drug of choice, by itself is calling on a healing. All right? By itself is called, like, being the witnesser, realizing, oh, I'm not those thoughts. I'm not the thought that, okay, I'm only worthy if the scale says this, or the bank account says that, or my car keys say this, or whatever it is. Those are just thoughts. Those are just thoughts. And just like you thought that thought, you have access to other thoughts. Goddess Olivia says, just shared, powerful. Thank you, Goddess Olivia. Yes, Goddess Dawn is affirming. Goddess Neve is affirming. Goddess Olivia says, yes, people pleasing. Yes, big addiction to people pleasing, right? Raise your hand. Don't leave sis out there. Who has dealt with that? All right. So Goddess, I know that I called Goddess Stacy Simone. I asked her twice to share her number so that we could pull a card from the Woman Manifesting deck to end this session today, and I probably ignored her number, so I'm gonna ask Enchantress Shane, Goddess Stacy Simone, when we do our booty dancing ministry later in the week, we will definitely pull a card for you. So if you're still here, pull a card. If not, Enchantress Shane, give me a number between 1 and 11. Fearlessly 4C is raising her hand. She has also experienced the people-pleasing drug. Charlie's Truth, raising hand. Yes, you are not in it alone. They are witnessing for you. Okay, so Enchantress Shane pulled number 11. All right, so did I bring the deck? Yes, I did bring the deck. Did you bring it to class? I did bring it to class. All right, so I'm pulling a card from, this is one of my 3 affirmation decks. This is the Woman Manifesting card deck. And mine, of course, is very beat up. And so we're going to just put our intention on surrender, on releasing the idea that we can have any control at all, releasing the idea that we have to have it figured out at all, releasing the idea that it is somehow strange or unnatural to be exactly who we were born to be. And let's shuffle 11 times. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, Enchantress Shane. So of course, because Enchantress Shane is a connected MFA. This is the card of retreat. So when we are talking about surrender, when we're talking about dealing with sadness, when we're talking about giving ourselves the permission to feel what we are feeling, this is Goddess Akwaba, who's a Ghanaian goddess. And the affirmation is, it is okay for me to retreat. Oh my God. I surrender the need to control. I mean, I'm silent. I'm speechless. What is there to say? What is there to say? Y'all will hear, right? Goddess Aquaba, the retreat card. And it is a part of the conception. These are our birth cards. These are fertility cards, right? Because we as women are fertile beings who are giving birth to all kinds of things, whether or not you give birth to a physical baby or not. So she pulled for us the retreat card. I'm going to read the affirmation again, and it's about the stage of conception, right? So maybe whatever it is that you are giving birth to, are you in conception with it? All right. And the affirmation is, it's okay for me to retreat. I surrender the need for control. Y'all, half the time these cards have me wanting to throw them down and run out of this house. So if my New York sisters ever see me running down the street holding a deck of cards or holding a card in the air, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Coach Ross says, oh my God, I've been pulling that card so much lately. Yes, retreats. Goddess Alyssa says, you always say just what I need for the week. I allow and observe my feelings. And Chanter Shane is laughing. Chef Amira, who is amazing and about to do incredible, incredible things, says on point. All right, my loves. This has been a beautiful, beautiful session. I think let's close with some sound healing. Yes, who's in for some sound healing? Goddess I Am Kim Henry says that card is so on point for me today. Let's close with some sound healing, all right? To just expand our energy around this circle, all right? So she pulled a number 11. All right, so let's do 11. 11 gongs. All right. So I want you to tap into the sound, and depending on where you're listening to this, you may not hear it accurately. Sounds a little wonky on some devices. That's okay. Tune into the sound of the angels because you got it. All right. All right, my sisters, thank you so much for joining me this week for Goddess Temple Sunday. Know that you are not alone in your life, in your experience, in anything that you are feeling. Your birth certificate is the proof that we need what you have. Your gifts, your talent, your energy, everything that you have. It's going to be an amazing week. Let's tune into that energy. And I will see you in the ethers. Amen. Ashe. And so it is. Yes? Yes. Be seen, be heard, be a movement, goddesses. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Namaste, goddesses. Namaste. That was a good one, right? Yes?